This is Tops.
And this is Casey. The ocean's waves are nature's way of reminding us to go with the flow. Welcome to Puerto Galera! Hey guys, welcome to another vlog from Tops and Casey. So, for this trip, we decided to ride the Solid North bus for the first time, which will take us directly to the PITX terminal.
A few moments later.
We've arrived here at the terminal at around 4 a.m. and hung out for about 2 hours before heading to Batangas port at 6 a.m. It's also our first time here and we're quite impressed on how huge and convenient it is. By 8:15 in the morning, we reached the port and went straight to Montenegro Line's booth to redeem our ship voucher. We also had our breakfast here to relax for a bit, and then afterwards we headed out to the boarding gate and waited for our trip for a few hours. It really feels like you're in an airport as well when you're here. We're finally boarding at 11 a.m. This is the FastCraft ship of Montenegro Lines, and it will take you to Puerto Galera for about an hour. Roro is one of the options too, however that would take for about 2 hours.
A few moments later.
It was just a quick ride. By 12:15 p.m., we're already at the port of Puerto Galera. Kindly take note that they do collect 120 pesos environmental fee per tourist. We hopped on a tricycle and paid for 150 pesos, which is already good for 2 person, and the ride would take about 15 minutes. Seeing this white beach for the first time was absolutely breathtaking. Our hotel, DreamWave, has a Santorini vibe, and they booked this through Agoda. They were kind enough to let us check in at around 1 p.m. The good thing about this is that it's beachfront, so we're in for an amazing stay for the next 3 nights. After a few hours of sleep, we decided then to head out and stroll for a bit to find for a place on where we can have our super late lunch and early dinner at the same time. There's a strip here of different restaurants just like in Boracay, but it's only for a few meters. But either way, I can assure you that you would still enjoy walking around. And here's our first meal! After eating, we made sure to check out how a sunset feels like here in Puerto Galera, and I can say that it did not disappoint. We decided to just relax at the beach and enjoyed swimming up until 8 p.m.
The next day.
The next morning, we woke up early to enjoy the beach before the sun was out. We took another refreshing swim until it was time for breakfast.
Puerto Galera.
For breakfast, we headed to a spot called The Terminal, which is located at the south end of the strip. Afterward, we returned to the hotel for a bit of rest since we had more plans for the afternoon.
Meanwhile,
And around 11:30 a.m., we headed out for lunch at a restaurant which is conveniently located next to our hotel. After lunch, we rented a tricycle to explore and try some exciting activities for the rest of the day. Our adventure kicked off at Extreme Sports. For just 799 pesos each, we got to enjoy 2 exciting activities. First up was go-kart racing. It was a first for both of us, but no worries, there's a quick briefing from the guide to get you ready before the race. Then next, we took on the challenge of riding ATVs. Controlling them was a bit tricky, but the thrill made it totally worth it. We're off to our next destination! We just arrived at Tamaraw Falls after a 30-minute ride from our first stop. We came all this way to see the stunning waterfall and take a dip in the natural pool.
Meanwhile,
And after a total of 5 hours adventure, we're now back at White Beach to swim and relax. You should also be expecting some fire dance by the shore every weekend. For dinner, we decided to eat at Chooks to Go. And did you know, most of the restaurants here offer unlimited rice, so come hungry when you visit. That's it for today. Good night!